Alrighty, you probably hear a fair bit of noise behind me. It's hailing. I've gone to adjust the gutter system beforehand. That is actually flooding right to the top. Can't get out the 40mm quick enough because of the filter won't allow it to go through. I cleaned the filter 2 hours ago. Still, it's overfilling, and she not looking good. Everything's soaked. Even the old driveway I don't use, that's soaked. We've got more than a few issues, including because of the hail, it actually leaks out of a certain part. So this is where I go through to my bedroom door, and she leaks out there. Not as bad as it was. It's actually far worse in the other room. So that's what it's like. That's a plaster wall, that's drywall. So she's not looking good. This happened as I was fixing the place up, and here we are, nigh on 11 years later, and she's doing it again. But the intriguing thing, there's no ceiling in this room, so it's going to be noisy again, is that a lot of this is actually flowing on the other side. It's going down through the wall. You know, I never put a skirting board on here, but it wouldn't matter because it's inside the wall anyway. This is kind of odd because there was never a floorboard here because there was a wall. There was just one stuck on top of the other ones, and I pulled it off, and it just went straight down, and I could see one of the big joists underneath. So the framing for this wall is on the joists underneath, and there's just little bits of wood in between each one. That's how it was for a while until I actually put a wall on, because I had the framing here for probably 3 years before I put the actual wall on. She's just going through all the gaps. And in fact, you get to this board, second board, the whole lot's just gone through the gaps. Gaps in there, bang. And that's now draining to underneath the house. Now it's dislodged bit of friggin' dead insects, rat shit, a lot of blimmin' conifer leaf, a couple of dead moths, but that's stuff that's flowing out of the actual gutter and gone through. But what actually happens is the valley gutter will get blocked up with hail and ice, and then as a result of being blocked with hail, it'll overflow the valley gutter, even though the damn thing goes up at least 6 inches. If you actually measure from the middle to where it stops, it's about 8 inches, but it's about a 45-degree angle either way. And so yeah, it just fills up with ice and crapola, and I've got a little bit, probably about 1.5 inches stuck on the end of the valley gutter to encourage it to go down through the actual downpipes and fill the water tank. But at the end of the day, sometimes that can block up this cypress pine, although I did clear a bit out, or probably 2 weeks ago. Cleared quite a lot out, but regardless, you get that ice, it just blocks everything up, and then it backs up, and then it'll overflow and come into the building, only because of the sheer amount of hail in the valley gutter stopping the flow of the water. But anyway, this is a 1 in 11 year event, so I thought I'd show it. You know, she's a rickety old house, and I'll just put it like this: there is a replacement planned in the works. I can't really give a year or anything like that, but we're definitely working towards it, because the old girl's should be standing for another 15 years, but I hope I'm in another house before then.